Hello, bonjour, namaste, ni hao, and ohio, everybody. What is going on? It is Gail right here. Welcome back to the YouTube channel once again for another Danmachi Memoria Freese video. And today we're going to be taking a look at the upcoming anniversary once again. But this time I'm going to be letting you guys know what is the expected amount of iris you should be carrying into the anniversary. A lot of people have been asking me in the live streams as well as in Discord, what is the ideal amount of iris I will need going into the anniversary and just for the anniversary in general. Now, I will say this one thing, that the anniversary tends to give a load of iris. Like, genuinely, they give a lot of iris, but there is still an expectation to take a decent chunk of iris going into the anniversary. So what we're going to do in this video is I'm going to be giving you guys an expected amount initially, and then I will give you guys a more predictable amount at the end of this video. So stick around for the entire video. We're going to be going through everything you need to know about ways to collect iris, what we're going to be expecting from the upcoming anniversary in terms of banners, potentially some predictions and speculation here and there, and just generally a guide on how much iris you will need going into the anniversary. So of course, if you guys go on to enjoy this video, please be sure to leave a like down below, subscribe to the channel for more Danmachi Memoria Freese content, and of course leave a comment down below as well. Let me know your predictions for this upcoming anniversary as well as your current iris count. I'm very curious to see how much iris you guys are at right now. Now, before we get into the actual predictions and speculations, like I said, we're going to be going over ways you guys can obtain iris very easily. Some people ask about how we can collect iris at the end game, right? So first and foremost, I mean, to start us off, for the mid to early game players, I would say the best way to get iris at this point in time for you guys is probably just clearing as much of the story as possible. That's the first and easiest way of getting as much iris as possible, as fast as possible, basically. So make sure you do all your story events, make sure you do all your event stories as well, and as a result you'll get a decent chunk of iris through that. Now, the next way of getting iris as well is through your character menu, through the outfit refinement and character list. This is the very easy ways of getting iris, in all honesty, and it's a personal favorite of mine, to be quite honest. CP levels is absolutely the easiest way to get a bunch of iris in one shot without having to, you know, do multiple different things at the same time. And then of course, outfit refinement is also a very easy way for you to get a lot of iris. As you can see right here, you can collect all at the same time, or you can pick one by one. I got 10 iris there just for doing nothing basically but using the characters, and you can do it for all the units you have. I have 650 units, as you can see in the top right corner, so I can outfit farm 650 units basically, which gives you a lot of iris. I go into more detail about these iris farming methods in separate videos, so you can go check them out if you want to see them in more detail. This video is just going to go on a surface level in terms of how you can farm good amounts of iris for the upcoming anniversary. So outfit refinement and CP levels, along with story and event farming. The next method you guys can do as well is something that I've personally kept as storage, something for a rainy day, and that is the interact menu. So say for example, I go over to Ryu, right? Ryu, I've done a little bit in terms of the stories, but if you click on the stories tab, right, and you go over here, you can see that you can do all these quests, which will give you iris if you can clear them. And then furthermore, if you have them at a high enough CP level, or if you've got multiple units of them where you can unlock their outfits, basically, you will get some form of iris right here. So effectively for Ryu alone, if I were to do all her story quests and her outfit stories and then the quest stories, I would say I'd probably get around at least 100 iris through her alone, outside of the ones that I've already done already. So something you guys can also do in the event if you haven't already done it, to be honest. That's something that you can do. I personally keep this for a rainy day in case I need to get a bunch of iris for a moment where I just don't have iris at all, basically. So that's something that you can do. The next method that you can do as well is, of course, going over to the other tab in the quest mode and doing your dispatch quests every single day, especially whenever you get the report on Lolog Lake dispatch quest. It gives you 20 iris basically. So you want to do these dispatch quests every single day because it gives you a decent chunk of iris on a daily basis. And speaking of daily iris as well, this is a method that I'm not the biggest fan of personally. I've never been a fan of it in any sort of gacha game, to be quite honest. But a method that you can employ as well is, of course, doing the ads, or watching the ads, I should say. So if you go into Passport, right, and you click on the bottom left tab, watch videos to earn 10 iris, you can watch an ad basically to get 10 iris per day. You can also do the same thing in the bottom left, watch videos and scratch. You have an opportunity to get 10 iris as well. it's free real estate. It's not intrusive, to be honest, and it's not like you have to watch like thousands of videos per day to be able to get these iris to be able to get the iris. In all honesty, I think it's an easy way to get iris, but I know some people don't like it, so I'm not really gonna blame you if you don't want to do it. But it's 10 iris per day. There's no harm in doing it, realistically speaking. It takes about 30 seconds to watch the ad, to be honest. Now, another way you can farm iris, and I know a lot of people don't really like the PvP side of things or even the PvE ranking side of things in War Games and Record Buster, but frankly speaking, if you are able to just use your passes, right, you don't even have to score high. As long as you use your passes and you make sure to get a good score, you will get a decent chunk of iris. Say for example, let's say you just set a random score of 64,000 like Y10 did. That's top 5,000 currently on NA. I expect more people to just set a score on the last day, on Monday and Tuesday basically, so that they can do it last second basically and get a little bit of a reward. But even if you get top 5,000, you're getting 500 iris, which is really solid especially on every alternate weekly basis for Record Buster. Getting 500 iris is not bad at all. Similarly, if you just log in and use your passes on Danmachi Memoria Freese, right, and you go into War Games and say you get, I don't know, Battle Princess 1 for example, or even King 3, that's 500 to 600 iris as well. And it's not difficult whatsoever. Realistically speaking, it's not difficult whatsoever. So getting 500 iris on a weekly basis because of War Games and Record Buster, you should take advantage of it. We're 8 weeks away. Say you get 500 iris per week, right? And of course, like I said, with the anniversary being 2 months away, which is about 8 weeks away from now, you will be getting effectively 500 times 8, which is 4,000 iris. That's a banner in itself, right? So it's highly recommended you at least just give it a shot. Just chuck a random team in and put it on auto if you want to. Honestly, if you want, you can put it on auto for Record Buster. Anyways, War Games is on auto anyways, so you can literally just do that and let her rip and see what happens, sort of thing, right? So you may as well take advantage and just do that, of course. So these are ways you can get iris very easily, and honestly, this is something that you will need to do, because usually for the anniversaries, and this is where we'll start speculating and predicting how much iris you will need for the upcoming anniversary, we always recommend players, especially new players, to go into an anniversary with around 10 to 12,000 iris. Now, of course, if you're a starting player, you're gonna have a plethora of iris to farm up and stuff, right? So for new players, you could go into an anniversary with like 8,000 iris, 7,500 iris, but of course, ideally the best starting position for any player is going into the anniversary with around 10 to 12,000 iris. And the reason for that is because of how many banners actually drop during the anniversary. Now, like I said at the start of this video, the anniversary tends to give a bunch of iris. They give a load of iris, but the counter side to that as well is that they give a lot of banners as well. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take the last 3 anniversaries as an example. I'm not including the first and second anniversaries because, first and foremost, the first anniversary was only one huge part. Technically it was 2 parts if you include the pre first anniversary event as well, because technically we had pre-Grand Day and Grand Day itself, which was basically a 2-parter event effectively at that point. And then of course the second anniversary was also only 2 parts. Since then, the third anniversary onwards has always been 3 parts and also an EX part. The last anniversary was actually a bit of an exception, but we'll get on to that in just a second. So let's take a look at, well, not my channel, we'll take a look at the notepad. I will have to blur that out, but we'll take a look at the notepad. Now, I tried finding the images of the banners and stuff. Unfortunately, I couldn't, but I'm just gonna use the notepad as an easy way to go over everything basically. So the third anniversary, which is actually something that we had recently in terms of a rerun event, had 8 banners in total. 7 actually third anniversary related banners and 1 festival banner. Now the festival banner is something that they've been doing recently every anniversary, and it's where they basically drop 2 units, 2 popular characters, like say for example in the third anniversary we had Belle and Hestia, 4th anniversary we had Aiz and Lafia, 5th anniversary we had Seer and Ryu. These are non-time limited units. They wear festive clothing, they wear like a gown, they wear like a robe and everything of that sort. They wear very fancy clothes basically, and they're non-time limited however. But comparatively to the actual anniversary banners, they are non-time limited, but they're still anniversary banners technically. So for the third anniversary, we had 8 banners. Part 1 had 2 banners, part 2 had 2 banners again, part 3 had 2 banners, and then the EX part had 1 banner. Of course, the EX part was Erebus, Althea, and Zard, of course, right? And then the festival banner for the third anniversary, like I said, had Belle and Hestia. So 8 banners, which means you're spending 4,000 iris across each banner. 8 times 4, 32,000 iris. So the anniversary would actually give you enough to at least pull on all these banners a little bit, but it wouldn't be usually enough to max out every single banner. Going into the anniversary with at least 12,000 iris, which would be enough to complete 3 banners, right, would allow you to basically complete every banner basically, if you didn't want to obviously over pull, of course, right? And then of course we move on to the 4th anniversary as well, and it's the same situation. It was again 8 banners. Part 1 was 2 banners, part 2 was 2 banners, part 3 2 banners, EX part was a 1 banner, and then the festival banner was also 1 banner. So again, the 4th anniversary was pretty hefty. Again, 32,000 iris for you to use basically in the anniversary. Now we move on to the 5th anniversary, and the 5th anniversary was a little bit different. As you can see at the very bottom of your screens right here, the 5th anniversary, 6 banners only. Part 1 was 2 banners, part 2 was 1 banner, part 3 was 2 banners, and then the festival banner was only 1 banner once again. This anniversary actually didn't have an EX part at all, and there were lesser banners even in the parts alone. The standard parts that we had, part 1, 2, and 3, there was 1 less banner. So generally speaking, this was a much easier anniversary to pull on because there were less banners to summon for. Of course, a lot of people would probably say, well, technically this and that and whatnot, but I think that this 5th anniversary was actually a much easier summoning session, to be honest, because of the fact that, well, we were only going into the anniversary with 6 banners, not 8 banners like before. That's 2 less banners. That's automatically 8,000 iris less you're needing to use to summon for these characters, and 8,000 iris you could potentially use to overpull. And that's something that also a lot of people will probably talk about, because in the anniversaries they are all double rates banners. It's something similar to the Hero Festa banners. They're all double rates, but they are time limited units. They're not Hero Festas or anything of that sort. They are time limited units, and that's something to bear in mind. So overpulling on the anniversary banners is actually not frowned upon. It's usually encouraged, even usually, to go a little bit beyond. I know so many people who do like 9-10 multis more than the 10 multis that are already, the step ups basically, right? So they go 20 multis on one single banner when they should only do 10 technically, when if it was a normal banner, right? So that's the beauty of the anniversary. You want to usually overpull. So that's where the 5th anniversary was so good. Now, obviously, with the upcoming 6th anniversary, we don't know exactly what the sort of order is going to be, especially now with the introduction of Hero Festas. It's even harder to judge exactly what's going to happen with these Hero Festa banners, right? You need 6,400 iris, right? So that's also going to be something to take into account when we talk about the upcoming anniversary. Now, my prediction, of course, for this upcoming anniversary is that part 1 and part 2 are going to be the regular time limited banners. It's going to be the same as always, where we're going to get 2 banners each for part 1 and part 2, and it's going to be time limited. But the part 3 banner will probably feature a Hero Festa banner, and like I've been saying, I think it's where we're going to see our first Hero Festa assist as well, and of course our final element in the Hero Festa water unit basically, right? So I think that's what's going to be happening basically. So if that were to be the case, right, 5 banners, including the festival banner, it would be 6 banners. It would basically be 20,000 iris for the normal banners. Well, yeah, 20,000 iris for the normal banners, the 4 time limited banners, the festival banner, and then of course with the Hero Festa gacha, it will be 6,400 iris. So you'll be going into the anniversary wanting to at least have 26,400 iris to complete all the banners. Now, that being said, you don't need to go into the anniversary with that amount. Ideally, going in with around 12,000 iris on average, I would say, would be the best amount to go in with, because at least you'll be able to clear 3 banners very easily, and then they'll give a lot of iris through login bonuses, through War Games Record Buster, the event that's going to be live as well, social media campaigns and stuff like that. That's always going to be there, of course. And another thing to take note of as well is that because we'll be getting new characters as well, potentially we'll be getting new characters for the anniversary, they will also account for CP levels, which means that you will get new characters to CP level up. This is the reason why getting new characters like Fianna, for example, Alkitian, was so nice during the last anniversary, because you can just dump all the gifts into them and you would get a bunch of iris as a result of it. It's very handy to get new characters in this game, because it means you're going to be able to get free iris basically. So that's something to bear in mind basically when it comes to the upcoming anniversary as well, assuming there's going to be new characters. Now, of course, I've made a video talking about what my prediction is for the story of the upcoming anniversary, but my personal prediction, to let you guys know, my best prediction, in all honesty, I would say, is probably that it's going to be Zeus and Hera Familia, which means a new set of characters. Hopefully that's the case, which means that every player in the game, new or old, will be able to take advantage of getting a bunch of iris for free basically. Honestly, it would be super nice. Now, the one thing I want to talk about, however, right, and this is something that I do believe is going to be a bit of a game changer for this upcoming anniversary, and a bit of a roadblock, I would say, and actually a bit of a detour for a lot of us players, unfortunately. And that is the fact that recently they announced that the Argonaut story was going to be getting an adaptation for in light novel format, actually. So of course, a lot of people were excited for it, and a lot of people were anticipating that, just like how we got new units for the Astrea record light novel, we would get the same for Argonaut. Right now, the issue is that the Argonaut story and the light novels are releasing in August and July. I said that the other way around, July and August, which means that they will be dropping during the anniversary, because remember, Danmemo's anniversaries go from June all the way to September. Part 1 goes from June to July, part 2 usually goes from July to August, and then part 3 is August to September usually. That's how it usually is. Now, with Argonaut's light novels releasing in July and August, what that means is that we're going to at least be getting 2 new banners, potentially featuring 2 characters each for both banners. That is two in banner 1, 2 in banner 2, one releasing in July, one releasing in August, and we're probably going to get them during the anniversary, which means that that's also something to look out for, because remember, the last time we obviously got the Astrea record units, actually even better, I should go into War Games and show you guys, because they are extremely usable characters, right? You can see that the Elise is right here, Kaguya is right here, Lyra, well, this is the Earth Lyra from the 3rd anniversary, but if is the other Lyra in the top ranks? No, she's not. Okay, but if you see, you have Kaguya and Elise right here. Previously, you would have the Thunder Lyra as well in the top ranks as well, and RD as well for the stall team. I mean, if we were to go to one of the stall teams, let me see one of the stall teams here. Of course, I know that a lot of the top players tend to, have a fake team on and stuff like that. But I want to see if one of the top players has a potential RD in their team. Because, of course, RD is one of those units that you see as well in, well, not this RD, the new RD is usually in these teams as well, these stall teams. So, with them being so good back then, you can only imagine what they'll do with the upcoming Argonaut units as well, potentially, right? They'll be also amazing, and them releasing them during the anniversary as well means that they will probably get the same level of power creep that the anniversary units will probably have, right? So that's also something to consider. So in reality, I would say, if you're trying to go for the anniversary units, the festival gacha, as well as the potential Argonaut units, I think there's a very good chance that going into this anniversary, you might need around 15,000 iris, I would say. But I think just generally for looking at the anniversary only, right, without taking a look at the potential for the Argonaut banners, assuming they don't happen, which I'm expecting them to happen, I'm not gonna lie, I would be surprised if they don't happen. You will be fine with 12,000 iris. 10 to 12,000 iris should be enough, based on my prediction of there being 2 banners in part 1, 2 banners in part 2, the Hero Festa banner in part 3, and then the Festival Gacha. That's at least my prediction. Of course, they could go all out, guns blazing, just like they did during the 3rd anniversary and the 4th anniversary with 8 banners and stuff like that. it would be ridiculous. And I don't see them doing like sort of like 2 banners for the Hero Festas. I don't see that happening, to be quite honest. I would be surprised, honestly. I think the way they've been setting up these Hero Festas so far, at least, has been single Hero Festa banners. I mean, they could do something like how, for example, Dokkan does dual Dokkan Fest, right? Dual Hero Festas. I mean, it's not impossible, but I don't see it happening. At least personally, I don't see it happening. Let me know what you guys think though down below in the comments. Hopefully this video could come to help for some of you guys, you know, getting an idea of how much iris you will actually need going into the anniversary. Like I said, I think a general, you know, average you should have is somewhere between 10 to 15,000 iris, I would say. Try and be a little bit more secure with your iris if possible. Of course, like I said, there are so many avenues of getting iris at the end game right now. You know, things like War Games, Record Buster, you have the you have the character list, sorry, the outfit refinement, CP levels, of course, in character list, I should say. You have the interact quests as well. If you haven't touched them, that's also good, right? There's just so many different ways to get iris, and I think we're going to be getting a couple of events in the near future. I mean, part 2 of the Freya episode, Freya tale, is coming out this week. We are going to be getting a new tale in the summer before the anniversary. We know that for sure. There's just going to be so many avenues to get iris in the next 2 months leading into the anniversary. You may as well try and maximize that as much as possible so that you're as prepared as possible. Like personally, I think for me, of course, as a player who's consistently in the top 500 as well as in King 1 regularly for War Games, I'm getting around 700 iris per week, thankfully, which is obviously I'm very glad to be getting 700 iris basically per week, of course, right? That's gonna amount to basically 700 times 8, of course, leading into the anniversary. That would mean I am getting effectively, if my math is right, 5,400 iris, I think 5,600 iris. Got there in the end. I was about to say, I'm pretty sure I'm a little bit wrong there, but 5,600 iris is the amount I should be getting going into the anniversary, which means that I'll be around the 13,000 ish mark basically with the current iris I have. And then on top of that, the login bonuses, the events, CP levels, outfit refinement, farming and stuff like that, that's probably gonna get me over the 15,000 mark, provided I don't summon and I can keep my hands up in the air and avoid summoning. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Of course, let me know in the comment section down below. Do you guys feel prepared for the anniversary? Are you guys confident in potentially getting that amount going? I know it's gonna be a little bit tricky, but this is obviously just, you know, getting you guys ready for potentially overpulling, potentially getting ready to summon completely on all banners and stuff like that. Let me know in the comment section down below. Of course, if you guys enjoyed this video, please be sure to leave a like down below. Subscribe to the channel for more Danmachi and Danmachi Memoria Freese content, and I will see you guys next time. Take it easy, everybody. Bye-bye.